saying that now, knowing that I'm not in like a crazy amount of money right now, but like I just don't see the appeal, you know? Because like if you really are like confident in yourself, like you really don't have to prove to other people that you're rich. You know,
Right.
you just are rich. You don't have to prove it.
Yeah.
It's like when people they're confident, like you don't have to say you're confident. You just are.
Exactly.
Like
And
you
if
have to
you
say,
have to say that you're confident, then you're not confident.
yeah.
That's
You
just
have to say
facts.
you're just not a man. Like oh, I'm a man. Like what type of man is out here young people?
Wait. Shippy, I'm on that ass, boy. I'm on that ass. What is you talking about?
Nah, bro. Have you seen like academics out here like fighting women, bro?
Bro. Bro, you saw both clips, like when he roasted the bitch, called her Pop Smoke, and then got mad when she said that he was fat.
Like like
That was
honestly, like
that was before the yelling in like the lobby or whatever, and he tried to break up that fight between the two women. But like, did you see that Fresh and Fit clip?
mm, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Nigga said, Big Ack is in the building. What the fuck going on? I was like, academics? I was
Like
like,
fighting a
academics?
girl, bro. Like, and I know he would not do that to like a real like a man, dude. He would never
Bro,
like do
the
that.
the nigga the nigga the niggas in that room was like, what's going on, man? Like what are we doing? This nigga did not
Yeah,
answer them. This nigga
yeah,
stayed.
yeah.
This nigga like you know if you engage with like let's say if you're in an argument, like it's happened to all of us. You're in an argument with one person and then another person jumps in, and you know damn well if you engage with that other person, you're gonna lose the argument. That
Yeah.
that's that's basically what that nigga did to academics, bro. Like that nigga stayed talking to the women. Nigga said Big Ack is in the building, and then some bitch. And then did you see when the girl was like, stop being disrespectful? And then and then he said, Silky fucked you last night. What are you talking? I was like, hey yo. He said you gave neck to my man in an Airbnb that I rented. Shut the fuck. I was like, yo, this nigga's going crazy. I was like, what are you talking about?
The fact that she made him that mad off of like one comment, but, like he was roasting her like way
The
before that.
whole time, nigga, and Sneeko.
Something, yeah.
That nigga,
Bro,
they was roasting her voice and shit. Called her Pop Smoke.
she was like, I can see your coochie hair from here or something like that.
Bro, that was so unnecessary. That was like after the she said, "Oh yeah, I can see your like." I feel like he'd be doing shit just to do shit. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. I like Sneeko, but like that, on that podcast, he was like
Remember before Sneaker was crazy as shit. Like when he would just post the unbiased
yeah.
videos, and he would just ask people their opinion on certain topics and shit. Like I fucked with that, but then this nigga turned into the villain. Like he was slowly was turning into the villain and shit. And I was like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? That nigga, like that shit was so like, what is the point in saying I can see your your pubic hairs through?
Bro.
I'm like, what?
And this is the academics like he was like, "Yo, Sneeko, what do you think?" And then he's like, "Oh, I can see your coochie here." Like he's just looking for his little sidekick to join in with him.
For real.
Like they would not say that to any real dudes, bro.
They wouldn't even
Like
say that shit outside of the podcast.
yeah,
They
yeah.
wouldn't say that to anybody in real life.
And
What
then,
the
and then Vic
fuck?
Mensa checked him. You saw when Vic Mensa checked him. He's like, "I think, I think you're." And he's like, he was just cussing at him like straight to his face. And he's like,
Wait,
"What?
what? What
What?"
happened?
Bro, Vic Mensa was like, "I think you're like a B word." And then he just like he said it straight to his face.
Oh, the Chicago nigga.
Yeah.
The 5'7" Chicago. That nigga got bitched by a 5'7" Chicago nigga.
And then he said, "In what sense?" That was the
Yeah,
response.
yeah,
He
I
was
remember that shit. I remember that shit. He said, I think you a bitch. He said, in what sense? So this is one thing that I will give academics the benefit of the doubt for, right? That clip was from several years ago, and
uh,
your mentality, your like can change. Like even if you already are a grown person, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit could change in a couple of years. So like if you're not talking rah rah, like Sneeko for example, like that nigga was always grown, but he was not talking that hot like that heavy shit like a few years ago, and now he's like talking all this crazy shit. So maybe if he was presented in that same situation today, he would have said something different. But I think that was like 5 or 6 years ago. He said, "In what sense?" Probably because that nigga was like just starting out on the Daily Struggle and shit. The nigga was like not like he wasn't big academic, like he had no, like Drake wasn't fucking with, like he wasn't personal friends with Drake back then. Like he had no reason to feel as though like he was worth more than everybody around him, or that he was something substantial. So that
Yeah, but like,
shit could have changed. You know what I'm saying? So like, if that same nigga walked up to him today and said that, like called him a bitch to his face, I feel like he would at the very least would have said something different than what he had said like 5 or 6 years ago. Like that's the only kind of credit I'll give him.
I don't know, bro. I really doubt it. The way he was talking crazy about the girl, and then when the dude was like, "Yo, what are we doing right now?" He didn't say a word to him.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't think he's about it. Like, to any dude that's like not a loser, or like any dude that act is like afraid of any actual like normal man that's like not gonna like this. He's not gonna say that to you know.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say. I'll say that he would not have said, if that nigga, whatever his name is, said, "I think you're a bitch" today
Mm-hmm.
in his interview. I He most definitely would not have said, "In what sense?" That was some real bitch. If you get called a bitch and you say, "In what sense?" You're either extremely diplomatic or you're just a pussy.
Yeah. What do you mean? In what sense?
Yeah,
Like,
fuck you mean. I'd be like, fuck you mean, my nigga. And like there's a couple different sides to me, but generally I'm a nice person, my nigga. And even if I was in a good mood, if somebody says, "I think you're a bitch," at the very least, I would either laugh, say, "No, I think you're a bitch," like something like that, like in the best mood. If I was in the worst mood, I'd be like, "All right, let's step outside and let's see if you still think I'm a bitch after I'm finished with you outside." But let's see if you hold that same opinion. That's that, because fighting's my thing. Like that's like, if I'm not good at anything, I'm good at fighting, martial arts and shit. But so I'm most definitely not taking any disrespect. Like, in what sense, my nigga? That's not even in the realm of fucking convert. Like, if somebody calls you a bitch, would you say, "In what sense"?
no. Like, who says that?
Nobody says that.
I would be like, who are you, bro? I would like, first of all, I don't even know who Vic Mensa is. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's crazy that all these like alpha male YouTubers and like podcasts where people are like blowing up now. Cause like, I think it's cause like the simp epidemic, bro. Like, there's really an epidemic of simps now, bro. Of like sorry, like soy boy like men who has like have no action like with females like in real life, and like they're just out here on YouTube looking for someone to tell them how to be a man, you know?
I feel
It's really
like
sad.
I feel like I feel like why this is whatever red pill shit blew up, because like you would agree that it's harder for men to get women than it is a woman to get a man, right?
Yeah.
And you would
But
also agree that like a lot of women in today's society could get away with things because they're women.
I would also agree. I would definitely agree. But at the same time, there's definitely things that you can do as a man to make yourself more valuable, like to a woman,
Yeah,
you
and
know, to make
so
to,
like one half of that is like trying to tell you, is like trying to explain or show men how to become that person, which I'm here for, like you know.
yeah, but like, a lot of that is not even that. A lot of them is like just telling them that they're losers,
Y-
that they're what's it called? There's alpha sigma freaking beta males, like it's just making men feel bad about themselves,
Yeah,
you know? That's not
like yeah, the other half is what I was gonna say, is like the other half is there to basically make you feel content with your situation. Like, oh yeah, women lie, women do this, women do that.
yeah.
Yeah, they could get away with this. Oh yeah, women don't want us for
Women
seemingly
smoke.
no reason. Like, nigga, what is that changing though? Like, what is that changing? Like, okay, women like 6 foot tall men, and but they want to or women expect you to pay for the first date and shit. Okay, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I get it. I understand. But what are you doing to improve yourself as a person, rather than sitting there like listening to female nature videos like, "Oh, a woman's gonna lie to you. Oh, you think you're the only nigga she's fucking? She has 10, 11 niggas in her DMs that she could easily replace you with." That's the reality. Like, yeah, that might be the reality of the situation, but what is how is that making you be a better man, my nigga? Like, that has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And what a lot of people neglect to realize is that there are different women in the world. Like not all women are gonna have or are going to entertain 10, 11 niggas in their DMs and shit like that. Like you can find good women. They aren't really hard to look for or to find rather. But you have to develop the skills to differentiate the two kinds of women, and that's what I think is good about the red pill movement. But like just sitting and whining and shit and listening to female nature videos and shit, that shit is not gonna help you, my nigga. Like nigga, get some game.
Yeah, all women want this. All women are the same. All like, bro, not all women are the same, bro. I'm sorry. Maybe all the women that you've interacted with
Are the same, nigga. But what is that? What is that? What does that show about you, nigga?
Like everybody gets mad when girls are like all guys are like all men are trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then like some dudes will do the same exact thing and be like all women are the same. They all look for this one thing. Like if you don't have this, that, or that, a girl's not gonna like you. Like bro, like part of it like stems. I feel like part of the red pill community that's good like stems from a place of genuine positivity. You know, is trying to tell you just like how to improve yourself. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it just comes from like hate and disdain from like women and just
right.
like, yourself in general.
Right.
Which is I feel like the part like Sneeko. I feel like I like Sneeko just for like the fact that like he says like I don't know he makes a point like and he says like what's on his mind. He's not like afraid to be like censored, you know,
mm-hmm.
which unfortunately has happened because he got like banned.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I hate when they start dipping into the form of like. Where all women are the same and all women think this and like they're all just like there's a code that you can crack to get women, you know?
Right.
Like it's not that deep, you know?
It's just really not that hard, nigga. Like nigga, you like I've had a lot of bitches, nigga. Aided, you've had bitches. Like it's really not that. It's like I had over fucking like not to brag or whatever, but like over bodies before I was 18 years old. Nigga, it is not that fucking difficult. Like, get some confidence, my nigga. Like, okay, I've had my body and shit that might be like a contributing factor, but like, if you get some confidence, my nigga, like, that shit can go a long way. Just be yourself, nigga. Like, don't try to be no weird nigga because anybody who wants to fucking like, if you aren't yourself, right? If you aren't yourself. But if you acted in a certain way and therefore this person would have liked you more if you acted in this way as opposed to yourself, that person wasn't good for you. That person was never good for you to begin with. So
they don't like you. They just like who you portray yourself to
exactly. And part of what I was saying, what we were talking about earlier, my nigga, why is your value as a person, as a man, dependent on what a bitch thinks about you? I could never, fuck no, nigga. Nigga, I'm the only person who could
validate yourself.
Right, exactly. That and like I mean I obviously care about what my mom thinks about me, what my dad thinks about me and shit like that. But like not too far like between like not much more than that. I mean I guess like you guys and shit, but like I don't know.
Like obviously like we'll take like constructive criticism from other people, right?
Yeah,
but, like,
that's a given.
Point where, like, yeah, not to the point where like we lose like faith in ourselves based on like what other people think, you know?
Right. Yeah, if someone says something about you like, oh, to be honest, you're kind of annoying, or like, oh, you you smell bad, or like just some shit like that. Like maybe that's just hard to hear, but you know, you have to understand and be able to receive constructive criticism, and differentiate that from like caring about what other people thinks about you because those are two different things.
And like I don't know, dude, like the Andrew Tate, like not even just the Andrew Tate, but like the whole red pill community that's gone like so far into that rabbit hole of trying to change yourself to like to be literally it's teaching you to not be yourself like is what
right.
They're and that's not the answer.
The one thing I don't like about Andrew Tate is that he'll tell you some crazy shit and then he'll backpedal severely and he's like, all my message was to tell you to hit the gym and to stop like okay. But that is not what you present in when you say X, Y, and Z, my nigga, and you know it, and you're being disingenuous with all that fucking backpedaling that you do. This nigga will backpedal like crazy. Remember when this nigga said, "Oh, women, we all know that women are worse drivers than men," and then someone said, and then he was like, "We all know that. If you don't think that, then you
My
either."
experience.
Right. Yeah,
My experience.
exactly. Exactly. This nigga said with the most confidence, he said, Every male jokes about that. If you don't believe that, then you're living in the matrix," or whatever the fuck this nigga says, right? Then this nigga said, pulled up with him with some facts. This nigga said why women's insurance rates are lower than men's because, nigga, men crash the fucking cardboard. On like literally statistics, facts. And then this nigga said, "Oh well, if you want to listen to what some to what some website told you, that's your problem. And if you think knowing that information is gonna get a girl to hop on your dick, then that's your problem. But it won't." But this nigga says shit like that, and then like 2 weeks later, he'll be like, "Well, I was just talking about what my experience. You can't take my experience away from me. Like I was just referring to what my like this nigga backpedals so fucking much, and it's so annoying."
Yeah, bro.
Like, did you see the Pierce Morgan interview
No, I didn't see it.
with him and Andrew Tate? That shit was legendary, bro. You gotta watch that shit when you can. But basically, like Pierce Morgan is slimy as fuck. I won't lie. But this nigga Andrew did so much backpedaling during that interview. It was crazy. Like this nigga Pierce had hardcore facts, like video recordings of him talking about some crazy shit. He's like, "Well, if you listen to the full context of the clip," and I'm like, "Okay, nigga, give us the context, nigga. Like, come on, the fuck is you talking about?" This nigga.
Wait, who's Pierce Morgan? Who's Pierce Morgan?
He's like that British remember when Ben Shapiro was on that shit? He was like that British news reporter motherfucker. He's not like a news reporter, he's like a social commentator. But he had Ben Shapiro. That's when I first saw him. He had Ben Shapiro on his ass. Oh fuck.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta see that shit. You gotta see that interview.
I think Andrew Tate, like, I don't know. He has some good takes sometimes. He has some bad takes sometimes.
Mm.
But I think the overall message of him, like, is good. Of like, I think we can both agree that, like, men nowadays, like, there needs to be something done with the state of men, because, like, a lot of this whole thing stuff, like, it's just crazy.
So yeah, before we even get into that, which we will, like just to finish off Andrew Tate, I feel like I like his message of like I like the format of his message, like get your shit to like together. You know what I'm saying? Like the X, Y, and Z is not gonna change, my nigga. Like he's the voice that a lot of niggas need to hear. You know what I'm saying? In the like it needs to be spoken in how Andrew Tate says it. You know what I'm saying? Like some advice. And like a lot of what he says is good. Like get your ass in the gym, my nigga. Stop being lazy. Stop doing this and that. And then a lot of people like sulk and shit because of his delivery. But I mean, like at the end of the day, he is correct about a lot of the shit that he says. But it's just that backpedaling shit I can't deal with. But like with Simpson shit, my nigga, like what do you think needs to be done about like the simpery going on in this fucking with men and
Like
shit.
the whole OnlyFans industry is literally just derived from the simp epidemic that's going on. Like,
Why do you think
I'm not
there's
gonna
a
lie,
simp epidemic though?
all right, just all the all right. For example, the OnlyFans industry that's been booming nowadays, right?
Mm.
And the whole rise of the female online influencer who just like posts her pics and gets money from dudes just sending her money for free.
Mm-hmm.
For not even like nudes, just like just pics of her in like her bathing suit or something. Men will pay her just to see those.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind they're giving someone money for things that they could easily get for free, right? Very easily, like in 2 seconds, get for free. They're paying a girl online for free. All right, not even that, right? But like literally, that is just like it's become so much more prevalent now, like the rise of like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and IG models and like it's literally like men nowadays like are I feel like are sad. Like the rates of depression, like men are just not men are very sad. Obviously, men have always been dying more than women, but like that's just a fact. Men have always been like dying more, right?
Mm-hmm.
The men's mental health has always been overlooked, and I'm not even like gonna blame like anyone on that, but just like men in general, it's hard for us to like talk about like our feelings and stuff, you know?
Right.
Because that's just not how we're raised. We're not raised to be like to be sad over everything.
I could kind of point to a reason, but yeah.
Yeah, like men nowadays have fallen. I think I don't know what the reason is why we have like as men like as a whole group of people like have fallen so much, but like to the fact it's literally to the point where people pay money to get something they can get for free,
Mm.
or like literally pay money to get something like they can get like in real life. Like they will pay money for like an OnlyFans of like porn. But literally, why not just do that in real life if you're like that content on if that's your mission, you know?
Yeah.
Because like they don't have the skills to do that in real life, and I'm not gonna blame them or blame anyone, but like something needs to be done where these men who are clearly lost, you know, the whole rise of the incel group,
Yeah.
or these what does it stand for?
Involuntary
Involuntary.
celibate.
That shit is sad, bro. Like you really like
No,
really,
it's they call it involuntary celibate, but they're literally fucking voluntarily celibate. That's literally the point of
no,
the
they
incel
really are.
movement. Like it makes no fucking sense.
Like you guys, like they hate women. And I don't even think they really hate women. I think they really just hate themselves and the fact that they can't get any women. You know?
Right.
They
Right.
don't really hate women. They just hate themselves that they can't get them, and so
Mm-hmm.
they project it and they start hating women and think women are this, women are that. When like it's like you know, I don't know, dude. It's sad to see like the whole incel movement like come to be, and like people have their theories as to how like why it's came to be like that, like the whole feminist movement and all that, and like women empowerment. But
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. If you ask me, I think need like men need someone to just tell them like how it is, like straight up, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like Andrew Tate and like Sneak Out, because for the most part, because that's literally what they're doing. But like obviously they take it too far sometimes. Their
Mm-hmm.
takes are crazy.
Yeah.
Like the generalizations of things.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of people like who are coming to them for advice in those areas aren't going to be able to like they're just going to take what they say and run with it. So
Yeah.
I remember at one point in my life where it kind of got so I always looked at information and sort of like take what I need or took what I need from that information. So I never take everything like 100%. Like okay, you could be right, but I don't know that much about it, so I'm not gonna apply that logic to my day to day life until I do my research and shit. Um,
Mm.
but like there's a point in my life where I was a lot more like I was never like anti women, but I was more like I definitely noticed a change in how I treated women. Like for instance, I knew I was on timing when when my mom she told me one day I was in the car. She said, "You used to be a good." She would always tell me, "You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy." When I was little, and then one day she told me, "You know, you used to be like a really good boy. I don't know what happened to you. You're just an asshole now." Like that's she legit said
Something
that to
happened
me. That's what I
to a
knew I
girl
was on
that break
timing.
your heart or something, bro.
You said what?
Did something happen? Did a girl break your heart or something? Like what changed? What shifted in that
I feel
mindset?
like it was like I started to get women and like when you start getting women, you start knowing how to deal with them. And so I lived with like I always lived with my mom, I always with my sister, family functions, like it was just me and my grandfather. Like we are the only two males there. Like everybody else is women. So like I've been surrounded by women my entire life. And that like kind of softened me like up until I started to get women, and so then it was like I like a consistency in behaviors that like I just wasn't willing to deal with anymore. Like that. What's a good example? Like it was some shit. I was like, oh, do you want to come with us to get our nails done or some shit? Or do you want to come with me with a hairdresser? I was like, nigga, hell no. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like I used to like go with them and just to go shopping and shit, and then I was like,
Yeah.
nigga, what the fuck? I was like, what do you think? I'm not no bitch, nigga. What are you talking about? Just, like I guess in the family, but like girls be testing you and shit. Like they try to get you upset, and they try to get like a rise out of you, so they have some sort of control. And I noticed
Or
that with like
like
every single girl I was fucking with, and so I had no tolerance for that. I was like, my nigga, I'm not gonna be answering every time you fucking call me. I'm not gonna be answering and shit. I'm not gonna be fucking replying to texts within 2 seconds like I used to. All this other shit. I'm not gonna be buying you gifts and shit. Like I'm just done doing that shit. Like I'm not no. I'm not little dog 5
Hey,
anymore, nigga.
not a son,
I ain't no little nigga
okay?
anymore. And
Yeah.
I think that's what changed my fucking mind and shit. Cause they really be testing you and shit.
The moment you let like another person, not even just women in general,
Yeah, yeah,
another
for
person
real,
have that like psychological power over you, bro, it's like, what are you doing?
for real.
Like, you know,
Yeah, you
you
can't.
gotta, you
Yeah,
gotta, you gotta be your own man.
you have to control. That is one of the most powerful things that you can do, like the most like powerful abilities that you can have as a person is controlling your emotions. That's one of the strongest fucking things you could do. Like, remember that situation I was just telling you about, my nigga? I bet you, like, just with my history with women, I bet you she was probably laughing at my ass and wanted me to fucking feel a certain way. The fact that she chose another nigga over me. Nigga, I don't give not one fuck, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? Um, that's if you can control your emotions, nigga. And again, I don't know how that affected that person. And that's like the slightest example too. Like I have so many more examples of bitches doing some shit, nigga. Just control your fucking emotions.
Yeah. Controlling your emotions is key, but like at the same time, emotions like we have emotions for a reason, you know. And the way I like to think about it is like it's like our mind is like a river, and like our thoughts and emotions are like flowing through the river. And you could either like fight that river and swim like uphill to the point where like you're getting carried down by the river, or you can just like let it flow through, you know, just let it pass, and like not like, staying on it, you know. And like because like at the end of the day, you're always gonna have emotions. Like you're not a robot. We're humans. We're gonna have emotions. They're always gonna be there. But it's a matter of whether you're gonna let your emotions control you, or are you gonna be able to like to live with it and control your emotions. You know, it's like two different things. You can either like be mad. Say like a girl like breaks up with you, right? Yeah. You can either like be mad and like freaking cause a whole ruckus, be like all insecure, like you don't think of me as a man. Why did
you do this to me? Why did you? You're gonna regret that decision, nigga. No, she's not, nigga. Because she wanna fucking exactly, nigga. Yo.
I'm big academics.
Big academics. I'm big academics.
Or you could be like, all right, bet.
I'm the prize.
Go get another one. You know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
Like the minute you have to say that you are the prize is like when you're not a prize.
Is when you're not.
You know?
Exactly. Like that goes with anything. If you have to explain, or if you have to try to convince someone that you're something, A, you're not that thing, or B, that person isn't worth trying to convince that person of whatever you're convincing.
That person in the first place.
Like who the fuck was? Like she was some random ass girl, nigga. She was some random ass girl on a podcast.
Like, she why said, are you being down bad for some random shawty, bro?
That nigga said, no. I bet your boyfriend don't got money like me though. And then she said, and then this nigga got hot. She said, yeah, I bet he could fuck me better than you can, though. And then he said, bitch, he said, you got fake titties, a fake ass, and a face tat with a deep ass voice. Yeah. And I don't want to be stroking and hearing Pop Smoke. I was like, nigga, see, this is when you're doing too much. Like you're letting a literal, like, first of all, she won that argument.
She was more alpha than him. She was more alpha than he was.
Yo, but yeah, like especially as a man, you got to control your emotions because we're already perceived as human beings or individuals who can't control their emotions. Like whether you agree with it or not, like domestic violence, 90% of it is committed by men. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like men, like in terms of you can't show your emotions and shit like that. And like even you just said, like we can't, like we have trouble showing our emotions. Like we're already people who can't, like who aren't as good as, you know, definitely with women with sharing and showing their emotions. Like bitches would legitimately cry for like no fucking reason. That's a whole nother topic. But like we're just shit at like showing our emotions and shit. So if you can control, especially like your anger, that's especially as a man, that's like a huge plus, my nigga. Like not a lot of people can do that, and especially like if you find yourself in a situation, like I'm not gonna lie, when that situation presented itself to me because of how many women I got to begin with, and then I got chosen up on, like I was never in that situation. So like women have done me way worse than that, but I was never offended like that before in my life, and so I just had to like come to terms with the reality of the situation and not like. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done? You're just one of one. I could literally get like all that rah-rah is so fucking unnecessary. Like, and if I have to tell you, my nigga, one, it just reaffirms what you already thought about me to begin with, and B, like.
And yeah, think about it. Like, who is he really telling in the first place? Is he telling her, or is he telling himself?
Himself, my nigga, definitely himself. Yeah. Absolutely himself. That's why. Did you see how he was kind of looking around the table too when he said that too? big actors in the building. I wish one of y'all would say something. He was looking for that approval. He was looking to see who actually fucking took him seriously, man. He was looking for it. And then the bitch said, "Oh, the bitch next to him in the pink was like, oh, you're being disrespectful." Shorty, you fuck with my man who said you had the loosest pussy he ever fucked in 10 years. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? That shit was so out of left field. I was like, what is he talking about? In terms of life experience, you might not listen to me because I'm only 19 years old, but I can give you this advice. Don't be like academics, okay? Don't do what he did, okay? Don't that's not gonna get you very far at all.
My biggest advice, right? If you want anything in life, not even just women, not even just like money, not even just like material things. I think the most key thing, and this is just because life is short, right? And you don't want to spend. But once you die, I don't know, Mason. I do know you are like you're a Christian, right? You believe in like heaven and everything.
Yeah.
But like once we die, that's it for on Earth, bro. You know. So like life is short. Just be yourself at the end of the day. And work to improve yourself. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to live life to the fullest, you got to be yourself. But you kind of have to be your biggest fan, but also like your biggest critic too. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
that's true.
Pretty much it. And then like that, you do that, and like you really have nothing to be insecure about at that point. Because like, say you're insecure, you're jealous of someone who has a lot of money, right? Well, at least you are you, right? At least you love yourself fully.
Right. There's literally nobody on this earth that's gonna be like you. No matter who you are, no matter what assets or improvement or flaws you have as a person, there's nobody on this earth that's gonna be you. So take that, and that's the one gift we all have, like individuality. Like you gotta take who you are, have some pride in that. Definitely work to improve yourself and run with that, man. Like just life is about finding out for like at this point in life. I feel like it's about finding out what kind of person you can be given like all different kinds of situations, you know what I'm saying? So like when you're young, how far can you go? Like what's your potential? Like how you know what I mean? When you're 30 years old, like okay, when you're in a relationship, when you bought a house, when you have like kids, how good of a father or a mother can I be? How good of a partner can I be? You know what I mean? When you're growing old and shit, same thing.
That's us saying this. Like we're both 19, but like even if you're 30 years old, it's not too late to start. Like if you have the mindset of like you want to do something with your life, like it's never too late. Like I've seen like these really old men who are proud and content with their lives, and they literally just start doing something like as a old man.
Yeah.
Like it's never too late.
And life is short as fuck too. Like that, like shit's been going by. Like nigga, Kenyatta's gonna be 20 in fucking when? Next.
I know, bro.
Like next month.
Yesterday we were like 15.
For real, nigga. For real.
In like chemistry or something, bro.
Facts. Bro, this shit's going by really fucking quickly. And I started college late, my nigga, and I'm already here, nigga. Look, I'm in my fucking dorm room, nigga. Shit, nigga, like college was that one thing. Like as a kid, you're like, oh, I wonder how college is gonna be like, my nigga. I came here late, my nigga, and I'm here right now, nigga. Like shit's going by fast, nigga. Life. But yeah, man, you gotta do right by you. You know what I'm saying?
There's no time to do that. Like right now, there's really no time. Time is the most important, like valuable thing ever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's so limited, you can't get it back.
Yeah, you can't get it back.
It doesn't matter how rich you are. Like, it doesn't matter anything. At the end of the day, you're always gonna die. So until we unlock immortality, no matter how much money you have or whatever, how much material things you have, you're still gonna die. That's the one constant.
No, that's true. That's definitely true. It was just funny how you said it. He said, no matter how rich you are, you're all gonna die.